Hello everybody and welcome to Orda. Now in my last video I had some highlights, some things to look out for if you are an Overwatch reviewer, and that time I just had just little clips, little short clips showing you what things are cheating, what things probably aren't cheating, where it's a bit of a, sometimes it's a bit of a grey area. But what I didn't show you is the whole clip and what I look for and how I build a case either for or against a hacker. And of course since then they've slightly tweaked the Overwatch verdict system. So I'll just go through that today. I'll show you what the new verdict system is, and here you can see that it splits it up. Instead of just major, minor or insufficient evidence, you have to have, there's 4 fields you have to look at. You have major disruption, aim resistance, that's aimbots. Major disruption vision assistance, so that's wall hacking mostly, but also anti-flashbang or being able to see the smoke. Major disruption other external assistance, and this is things like speed hacking. And finally the minor disruption griefing, which is a little tricky, which is essentially when the guy is being a dick to the rest of the team flashing, team damage, all the rest of it. So we'll jump right into it. Now the first one I'll show you is a pretty obvious hacker. Now this is it starts at the start of the game, the demo starts at the start of the game, and as soon as he pulls out his gun you can see they're very jittery. Bang, headshot, bang, headshot. Maybe one of those was a bot, but this is pretty clear. As soon as I see this, I mean look at that, just bam, turns around, gets the headshot, gets all the way across. This is a pretty obvious case for hacking. Now as soon as you see something like this, if you see the jittery crosshair, which is quite frankly nauseating. I could barely stand watching the whole demo, and I won't put you guys through. I will cut it off. Once you see some behavior like this, even if you see it once, okay, maybe you let it go. But as soon as you see it 2 or 3 times, you know this guy is almost certainly a hacker. There's just no question in my mind about this. I'll just I'll let you guys watch the rest of this round, and then I'll cut it off to the next one, which is considerably more difficult to tell. Anyway, so that's pretty obvious hacker. As soon as I see something like that, I just wrote major disruptive on aim assistance and also on vision assistance, and then move on. Now let's go to the next guy. This guy was so much more difficult to tell. Now, I had to watch this 2 or 3 times to really get it. So on Inferno, I always check kind of the initial score. See, he's 42 and like 18, is it? And he looks like a good player. So, either a very good player or he is cheating. Now here, that first shot, that could just be reaction speed. But what's coming up here is extremely dodgy. You see the X-ray? And he shoots before he even sees him. Let's see that in a little slow motion. Comes through, he can't see it, he shoots anyway. That's a pretty good sign that someone is possibly hacking. And they're possibly wall hacking, because they can see the outline as we can here, and as soon as they see him come through, they shoot. Now he tries to mask it with continuing to pre-fire here, I think, just to make it seem less likely that that first shot was wall hacking. They were just kind of pre-firing. But I would have to guess that that's just that's probably just a ruse. So again, here he kind of shoots. Like this stuff could be reactions, or it could be wall hacking. And it's very difficult to tell, because the difference between like a really good player with fantastic reactions and knowing where the common spots are, then it's difficult to tell. It's not an easy job sometimes. And here you'll see me toggle X-ray on and off to kind of see if I can spot it. Because sometimes with X-ray, X-ray actually makes it sometimes more difficult to tell whether they're wall hacking. You know they're there, and then you're expecting it. Anyway, again, nothing too sus there. Could be that he sees him. Again, could be reactions, could maybe not. But because we're building a case here, because we saw those earlier shots, particularly that one where he pre-fight where he pre-fires even though he hasn't seen the guy. That is just throwing alarm bells everywhere for me. In here, I've turned off the X-ray and turned it back on. He did make a little bit of noise up there. I don't know if you guys could hear that. So again, this sort of behavior is questionable, but not outside of the realm of possibilities for a very good player. If it wasn't for that one shot that I slowed down and showed again, I would say that this guy's still just a good player. Throws all the grenades there for some reason. See there, I turned it off just as it was coming through. That's, to me, it says probably wall hacking.
Throwing flashbang.
He's not aim hacking because he's actually missing every now and again. He misses a shot or two.
Bomb has been planted.
But he's at this stage, I'm thinking probably wall hacking. But particularly on the first viewing, without slowing it down, it still looks like it could be legitimate. Again, I mean, it's hard to tell with that one. That could be a common spot. It could be wall hacking. I mean, I've seen Kenny S. Like, if you do Overwatch, you should definitely watch pro videos. You should watch particularly Kenny S. and his AWPing, because Kenny S. is just like an amazing AWPer. He is just like, if any of us played against him, I'm sure we'd all just go, yeah, he's hacking. But some of the shots he pulls off are pretty just amazing. Anyway, this guy picks up the bot, and that could be just the noise. So that last shot wasn't completely sus. And this is an interesting play he does here. He runs that way and then walks back and waits to see if the guy that he knows is a B is following him. That's a good play. Like, I mean, if the guy's hacking, he could be just a good player. I mean, this is just a little bit another lesson. If you are one-on-one, or even if once you got the bomb planter, you want at least one terrorist up here. Especially when you plant it there on the balcony side, because you can hear the defuse and come out pretty safely to check if they're actually defusing, or you can get it through. Now here he can come up. So again, nothing sus about that shot, because you could hear the guy jumping up onto the truck and then up onto the balcony. Nothing too sus about this, because that guy could have been seen through mid by one of his teammates. So that itself, by itself, would make me think that he's not necessarily hacking. But again, you have to take into consideration the whole of the game, the whole of the demo.
Roger.
And so far, this guy's coming out on the hacking side.
Laying down smoke. Throwing a grenade.
That was fine. I wouldn't call that sus. This is a little bit sus, but again, nothing to write home about, so to speak. Let's keep watching. This guy is left 1v3.
Deploying flashbang.
Now he hears the guy behind him. The guy like, he hears the footstep, which again, that could be a perfectly legitimate shot.
Area. Roger that. Laying down smoke. Throwing flashbang. Grenade area. Flashbang.
That was a little questionable. He waits, and then shoots through the smoke. Again, could be nothing. Could be wall hacking, could be nothing. And this guy was definitely the toughest. I mean, I was really trying to struggle whether he was hacking or not. And again, if you think back to what sort of verdict you need to give them, is there aim assistance? Probably not. There's a lot of shots he's missed. Is that the wall assistance is the big question here? Is it like the vision assistance, whether he can see through walls? And we don't necessarily know. We're still adjusting around that one. Other assistance, speed hacking. No, he's going about the same thing. He's not being disruptive. He's not shooting his teammates. It's definitely not a. It's not a major minor disruption or griefing. But again, so far the only couple shots that makes me think he's a hacker is those first few op shots at the start that I replayed. Now this is a clever little play. Hacker or not, he steps out and makes a noise. Tries to bait out the AWP arch side. Yeah, they just get picked off. That's not such a clever tactic, just running out one by one. Now let's watch some of these shots. These shots coming up here are also a bit sus. Now that first one, that could have been a reaction. I slowed it down frame by frame, but that second one, he never sees him. Now here, see that first one? I reckon he could possibly see it. It could be a fantastic reaction. But this second one, you can see him baiting. Nah. The CT player never comes out. And here, I reckon he's doing the same thing where he is pretending he is just pre-firing or spamming the AWP. But you'll notice that he only spams after he's made that first shot to try and mask his wall hacking. So here, again, you look at it, the top one is the aim assistance. No. Is there vision assistance? And again, if you look at this, I think the majority of the Counter-Strike global offensive community will agree with me that there is sufficient evidence. No insufficient evidence for the others, and insufficient evidence for griefing. Now on to the next guy, and this was actually quite interesting because I got this demo the day that the new Mirage was out, and there was already a demo for player on this. So I get the feeling that this makes me think that the turnaround time on reports and reviews on Overwatch is pretty tight. Anyway, this guy's AFK for quite a while to start with, which is never a good sign, because AFK means that he could be on the desktop turning the hacks on or off, that sort of thing. But it's certainly no reason to think that he's hacking straight away. Here, there's some pretty good shots. I think there's nothing else about that. Take some nice, solid pistol shots. Then he goes to play mid. And again, so here we're looking for aim hacks, so not missing any shots, or missing very few shots, or wall hacking, knowing where the players are without being able to know. Now there, he heard the pistol shots, and that's why he turned that way and shot at that guy. I wouldn't call that wall hacking. It's a pretty common spot up there at upper, or apartments, or palace, depending on what they call it. It's kind of interesting that on the second round, he kept his he didn't buy armor, and he kept his Glock, but you know, not putting blame on that. Now here he gets completely short on the guy who's pushed up on the short, which is a pretty good sign, I think, that he is not wall hacking. If he was wall hacking, he would have known there was a guy there. And here he hears that guy, but because he doesn't push, he assumes that he's not anywhere around. Gets shot through. Picks up the bot, but yeah, his teammates are defusing the bomb, so there's not much for him to do there. Again, so far, some good shots. I think so. That's the only thing that this guy's done. certainly no evidence of hacking of any type, I could tell.
Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang.
Yeah, that was a pretty standard day. He didn't know the guy was there. Again, another little bit of evidence that he's not wall hacking. Here he goes AFK again, which is a little bit annoying. I gotta say, I'm not sure how much, how to really code AFKs. And there's another guy AFK there as well. And like that's a little bit minor disruptive. But he does play. It's not like he's there for the whole round and or just like fucks around doing nothing. And we don't want to do anything. Here he shoots this guy for no reason, which is a little bit annoying. And I would start thinking about maybe calling this guy a minor disruptive briefing, which includes damaging teammates. But there was one pistol shot. I wouldn't call it minor griefing just for that one pistol shot. I think we need slightly higher standards than that. Particularly because, I don't know, we all have brain fades. You see a silhouette in front of you and you shoot.
Flashbang. Throwing flashbang.
Again, these are all good shots, nothing out of the ordinary. Terrors just kind of come out one by one and poke their heads out.
Counter-terrorists win.
And again, you look at the whole body of evidence. He's missed plenty of shots. It's not like they're all hitting it. And here, he throws a flashbang at his teammate, which is the sort of thing that I would probably start to call minor disruption in terms of grief, because you should not be doing that. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is why this guy got reported, because like there's absolutely no reason to flash there. Okay, here's the pistol guy up top. He managed to shoot him down. Nothing sus. But again, it's that so far the only thing that I'm thinking could be wrong here is some of the griefing. That one pistol shot and the one flash towards the start. But we'll keep watching. We'll see if there's any other. I don't know, maybe he turns off his hacks on for some reason. That Orpa missed his first shot, and that's what happens when you miss your first shot on Orpa versus a rifler. That guy was on pretty low health, and that guy was looking the wrong way. He's playing. I'm not a big fan of criticizing other people, particularly because this guy's probably better. This guy's probably considerably better than me. He'd probably own me as well. But the opponents here, the terrorists, are pretty ordinary. But you know, it's a fairly new map. They probably don't know the angles. I certainly don't know the angles in it yet.
Flashbang.
Again, some more good shooting. No snapping. No big movements. It's definitely not wall hacking. Definitely not speed hacking. He looked like a legit player who was a bit of a dick. And it's this sort of things that might get you reported. You got to be careful with this. Now, insufficient evidence for aim assistance, insufficient evidence for vision assistance, insufficient evidence for other external applications, and he had to really think hard. Is that one flash and one pistol worth it? I think not. I think I end up calling insufficient evidence, but it was bloody close. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a little bit. I'm still going through it. That second guy that I showed you, not the obvious hacker, but the first lengthy one, was very close. I was so if someone voted that not hacking, I would be okay with that. Anyway, let me know I read the comments, like, subscribe, all that. You know the drill. Catch you guys out there.